I came back in the military after an 11-year break in 2005 to help out with the wars. I was actually a long-haul trucker from 94 to '05. Before, in the early 90s, I was in the Navy and had my knee injured while I was in rescue swimmer school and got out with the budget cuts, but I knew how to drive a rig, so I did that and eventually had my own company for a little bit and sold it all to come back in and help out with the wars. I really wanted to follow Pat Tillman's footsteps. He was a big impact because I had a good life and had a lot of great things going for me, but I knew that if I didn't serve when I was older, I didn't, the thought of having my kids ask me one day while they're doing a book report about 9/11, well, what did you do after the 9/11? I wanted to be able to tell them I did something. So I sold everything, came back in, and went Ranger at 32. So I had to do boot camp again. It was a little bit more fun when you know what to do, but I also had all of my veteran friends that would send things to the drill sergeants and tell them that I was crying a lot and that I needed to do more push-ups, or I didn't, they didn't think that I was accurate when I said that the drill sergeants were wussies. And, so I had a fun experience in boot camp again. But
wow.
I went airborne and volunteered to go Ranger. Went in, made it through RIP, one of the older guys to make it through. I was going through the Ranger Indoctrination program, which is basically hell on earth to become a member of the 75th Ranger Regiment. It's just a beat down for a lengthy stay.
What's the top end? What's the top end on the age limit on that?
Let's see. At the time I was the oldest at 32. It's basically what your body can take. Most guys, they start off with these classes for the tryouts with 200 guys. By the end, maybe 30 make it, and even out of that, half will wash out within 6 months. And so at 32, I was going through this with guys who were 18. They were basically born the year I got my driver's license. Well, so I'm at a Guns N' Roses concert in '87 when they were born.
So I would think, being, having...
I believe you have more grit. Yeah, you're tougher, and you can run a little bit faster at 18. But at 32, I could definitely hold my own, and it was definitely an environment of warrior mentality. They're not a pacifist type unit. They are direct action. They're the guys that they come to your door. It's gonna get ugly, and they have to cultivate that type of mentality. But at 32, I knew more. I knew of more of my inner strength. I'd been through too many challenges at that point to where I would never quit, and they knew it. They knew it, and I could just hang in there. And if they wanted to go another round, I could go another round. They wanted to keep us up for 2 or 3 days. I've done that before when I was driving rigs. I can do it. They're not going to break me. And then you watch some of these younger guys. They're great guys. They're volunteering to stand up and go through this punishment. But this is a lot of them. It's the first real challenge that they've had. And you sleep deprive somebody and go on 30-mile ruck marches and, do push-ups all the time and carry each other and carry logs and, have hurtful things said to you while you're doing it. It'll break a lot of people. But
it's mental. It's a big part mental, right?
That is life too. That's life. Everything in life is mental. And if you can just find a way to push through, if you can tap into your own grit, and because everybody has it, it's just a matter of tapping into it and open it up.
I love that. That's awesome.
Everybody can be strong enough to do anything, and that is the truth. I have seen it too many times, especially with some of my patients. I've never seen some of the things that they pulled off while they were on the back of the bird. That what I thought as an Army Ranger was tough, they completely shattered that belief and showed me really what tough was.